Hey y'all, hey. So I was thinking about the last video I posted, and that was really about how you talk to yourself and you speaking to yourself, encouraging yourself, and so forth. But there's something really important about that too, in how you speak to yourself. That internal narrative influences your outward behaviors. Now, how the thought that I had with how that comes all together is how you speak to yourself influences your outward behaviors, but it also says, and so if it's influencing your outward behaviors and you're speaking negatively about yourself, then more than likely you're showing up as less confident. More than likely you're showing up as someone who does not have great self-esteem. And so there are people out there who pick up on those cues. Um, they pick up on the cues that of how they like it's like a subconscious thing, like they notice how you treat you, and seeing how you treat you almost gives them the okay to treat you in a certain kind of way too. So if you always talk negatively, okay, backtrack. Here's the example that God has given me right now. That if you don't have very good self-esteem or very high self-esteem, or you don't see yourself as very confident, if you are dating someone and you don't see yourself as confident, then on your date you're going to come across in the same way as not very confident. And so if you come across as not very confident in yourself, then the person that is across from you, who, let's say you're dating, if you will, they pick up on that lack of self-confidence. Something subconscious happens where it's almost like, well, if you treat you that way, then I can treat you that way. And y'all help me out. If I'm wrong, then please correct me. Please correct me, share your opinion. Let's talk about this. But this is what I'm seeing, and I'm taking it even from my own dating experience and realizing that the type of caliber of person that I dated did not change until I changed how I saw myself. And there's something it goes so deep in that, right? But it really is about how you see yourself. If you are not confident in the person that you are, then how do you really present yourself in a confident manner for someone else to see you in that confident way? I'm gonna have to really flesh this thought out some more, but this is I feel like there's a connection, there's a tie there where, it really is about how you see yourself. And when you begin seeing yourself in a more special, more glamorous, and not glamorous, but in a more special manner, when you really start treating yourself as with the value that you proclaim, it changes how you present, how you show up in society and show up in your relationships. It really is key with, and it really does begin, how you hear a lot of people saying it begins from within. It truly does begin from within. You have to value yourself, so you treat yourself with value. And so anyone else coming into your sphere will treat you with value also, because you won't allow them to treat you any way less than. That's it. When you see yourself and see your true value and see your true worth, and you start operating in that place, then you show up differently. You talk differently. You move differently. You dress differently. And so all of that subliminally says something to someone else, like they see it in you. And so you now have a level of, like, a requirement that you won't take less than how you treat yourself. There's something in that. Again, I'm gonna have to come back and kind of flesh this out a little bit more. But here's the thought. That's the thought that I had, that really you determine how other people treat you based on how you treat yourself. And so if you're not talking to yourself, oh, okay, Lord, so God's just giving me this example right now of a woman dating a man, or a man dating a woman, whatever, women dating women, men dating women. It don't even matter. It's really about how you're speaking to yourself. And so, another moment of transparency. I have seen myself in this place, right? When I was a little bit heavier, and I used to say, I just used to beat myself up about my fluffy parts. You know, in women, we got fluffy parts. We got bellies, we got love handles. Some of our fluffy parts are in the back and whatever, our thighs, whatever it is. But I used to beat myself up about my fluffy parts. And at the time, the man that I was dating, he was like, I don't care. I don't care about that. I like your fluffy. So I began to like my fluffy as well. But it wasn't until I really started loving on my fluffy, accepting my fluffy, being okay with my fluffy, that I didn't put as much emphasis on it. Because that thing that I didn't like about myself, I put more emphasis on it than anyone else. No one else seen it the way I saw it. We are very critical of ourselves, y'all. We always beating up on ourselves. And why? Again, like I said in the last video, you don't deserve that. So it wasn't until I really got that in my own head that, you know what? I'm showing you how to treat me based on how I'm treating me. So I had to shift. I had to do some things differently. I really had to get to this place of fully and truly accepting myself. My good, my bad, my ugly, my fluffy, my not so thick, whatever. I got to get to the place of really accepting and seeing that, what that say? I love myself exactly as I am. I had to get to that place. Loving the fluffy, loving the little, loving the big. And really saying to myself, you know what, I am good just as I am. I really do value me. I can see me that I bring more than just the fluff. I bring more than the little. I bring more than the big. I bring a whole wonderful being to the table. This ain't about the tangible, but it's really about how I was seeing myself. And as much as I used to say to myself, you know what, I do value me. I am this and I am that. I wasn't living it. It was only what I was saying outwardly. It wasn't until I got that and I digested it and I ate it and it became really a part of my internal system that I do love me. The fluffy. The fluffy is nice because the fluffy has cradled some babies and the fluffy done put some others to sleep. We ain't gonna go into all that because that's not necessary. But nonetheless, I love the fluffy now. I love the little parts as well as the big parts. I love the parts that don't really work the way it work with other people. I love all of that now. But loving it now, I think I show up differently. I because there's certain things that I'm just not going to tolerate, because tolerating it took me back to a place where I was devaluing myself for the sake of somebody else, and that ain't never gonna work. Ain't never gonna work. You really gotta not just say how much you love you. You gotta walk that thing. You gotta not just talk it, but you gotta live it. And you live it by how you treat you. Going back to the previous video is how you talk to yourself. What is the narrative that you are speaking to yourself inside? What are you saying to yourself? Because that's where love begins. It's a home thing. It begins inside. When you get the loving on you in the right way, properly, it exudes out your pores. It comes out. You show up differently. I can't stress that enough, that you show up differently. You stop tolerating the stuff that you used to tolerate when you were in a place where you were beating up on yourself. You didn't value you as much as you do today. And my value continues to increase. All right. Because once you get to that place, your value continues to increase, because now you're pouring more into you. You are pouring more oil into yourself. You're feeding yourself better. You are treating yourself better. You're speaking to yourself better. And all of that is good. It's necessary for getting to that place of love and acceptance within. Going back to it again. Here's another part. This is so cute, and this is not a paid promotion. I gotta put that on the other video too. It's not a paid promotion. This is Louise Hayes, whatever. Louise Hayes, Affirmations for Self-Love, Self-Esteem. And on the inside of the cover, it says, "It does not matter what other people say or do. What matters is what I choose to believe about myself." Thank you, Lord. So yeah, what matters is what you believe about yourself. Getting back to that internal narrative, it's hard to change that narrative when you've been speaking to yourself in that same manner for so long. You got to get to the root of where did that become from? Where did it come from? Why do you speak to yourself in the way that you do? And change it. Even if you don't understand where it all originated from, you can still change it today by speaking more kindly to yourself. I saw this show some time ago. What's that lady name? She married to the basketball player. I think Dwayne Wade. What is her name? Lord, what is her name? What is her name? I can't think of her name. Sarah Jane? Sarah something? What was her name? I like the show and I watched the whole series. But anyway, if anyone can remember the name of that show, that series, put it in the comments or something like that. But Mary Jane, something about Mary Jane. Anyway, her name on the show is Mary Jane. Gabrielle Union. It's coming back to me. Gabrielle Union. Her name on the show is Mary Jane, being Mary Jane or something like that. But anyway, she used to put sticky notes. She used to write affirmations on sticky notes, and she used to put them on her mirror, and she would repeat these things and say these things to herself. And I'm going to suggest to somebody, do that for you. I have some affirmations up here. Right. So here's my computer right here, and I have affirmations on the wall. I have a really big one that says one day at a time. And I see that every day to remind myself that I am not a hero as much as I might think I am. Whatever. But I say all that to say, do what you got to do to speak love over yourself, to speak to yourself kindly, to remind yourself of your own value, and really start moving in that valuable place. And that means where you don't give yourself freely, because not everybody is deserving, whether that be time, effort, or energy. Everybody is not deserving of all of you. You make that determination. That's not for me, that's for you. But you remember how you see yourself, and how you see yourself, how you talk to yourself, how you love on yourself. It has an influence of how you show up each and every day outwardly. And if you want to begin to change if you want to begin to change how people treat you, then you got to start treating you better also. Now, before I get way off track, I think I stayed on track for the most part. But that's all I'm going to say for that. But I say all that to say, and I'm going to say it again. It don't matter what other people say about you. It's really about what you believe about yourself. And when you start believing that you are that most valuable player, you the MVP in your lane, okay, Lord, I wasn't even going to say, but you the MVP in your lane. Yeah, you better act like it. You better start acting like it. Stop letting these people shortchange you. Yeah. Take back your change. You better ask for dollars. Like, I be all over the place. But anyway, I love you. Okay? Stay with me. Follow me. Like, comment, share. And I hope this word reaches you. Understand that it does come from a place of love, because I want to see us all really, truly walk in the masterful beings that God has made us to be. Okay? Okay. I'll catch you soon. Catch you later. Come back. Visit me again. Leave me some comments. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Okay? All right. Bye.